Well, one of us on the podcast this evening had quite a few eventful days of golf. The other one, not so much. We got some other stuff to talk about too. This is the Chasing Daylight Podcast. Good evening, Joseph. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm flying on a little bit of a high right now. It's a golf high.
Golfed shaft high?
Yeah. Shaft. What did I call it? Shaftdebaclegate?
Debaclegate?
Yes.
Yeah, Debaclegate.
Has come to a close. We have
Kind of.
Yeah, well, there's a new session starting, but what the debacle that I've been dealing with is driver. And so, as some of you are aware, I have been struggling trying to find a driver shaft ever since Joe broke my Ventus flag shaft.
Your Ventus shaft that was defunct.
The defective, shaft. Yes, the defective shaft that just so happened to break when Joe swung it. Had I swung it those two times, it would have broke. So it's not his fault. It just happened when he happened to be playing with. So ever since then, I've been struggling, and stupidly, I have been playing extra stiff shafts. The Ventus, for some reason, just works, and I got caught up in hitting fairways and not too much worrying about distance, which was okay for the time, for a little while, not like in the long term. But through all these different shafts that I've been trying, I mean, I don't think there's too many out there I didn't try. And, yeah, it didn't go really well. I never really found anything that was great. Found some things that were good, but nothing that was great. And then last week at 5-iron, I went early, and after some lengthy discussions with Eric Greenlee and Roars and Bob and anybody else that I could think of that may know anything about shafts, I went in there with 3 stiff shafts, not extra stiff, and got some numbers, and the clear winner, I mean, it wasn't even close, was the UST Mamiya Lynx Link shaft. And the blue is what I have, which is the mid-launch. The black is the low launch, low spin. The blue is mid. The red is high or mid-high.
The second iteration of the Lin Q.
Yes, I did game this for a little while. I don't know. I think I was in the midst of sticking with that one until I tried the Ventus, and I saw such good results with the Ventus, I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
But after seeing the results on TrackMan and seeing the data and then plugging all the data into a spreadsheet, because I'm a spreadsheet junkie, and reviewing it, it was, I mean, it wasn't even close. So I put it in the bag, played 5-iron, played pretty decent at 5-iron. And then Wednesday, I played at Revere and shot a 77. And just being in the fairway is so much easier to play golf when you're in the fairway.
You haven't broke 80 in quite a while, right?
I did it at that Homestead course up in Washington. But I mean, that wasn't a really difficult course, and it was 6,100 yards or 6,200 yards, I think.
Out of state adrenaline. Out of
state high. Just I was playing by myself, and I was just in a groove, and I made it, walk. It was a walk, and I just really enjoyed that round. Been close, but yeah, I haven't shot in the 70s for a while, and that 77 I shot up there was with 30 putts and 2 penalties. So, I mean, it could have, I mean, my personal best is a 75. That's the lowest I've ever shot. So I was right there. Really good chance that I could have broken that. But the driver was outstanding. And I played with Mateo, who is in the VGN. He's not playing tournament this year. He's just doing the social stuff, and his work schedule's made it really hard for him to come out. He gets to play during the week. And so we went out, and he was like, dude, I don't even want to talk to you right now. You're just grooving it. Some of the best drives I've ever had on that course. And, I think it's kind of like a perfect storm coming together for me. Been really working with Bob to get my sequencing and timing down. And he's really helped me with some simple moves that has really shown throughout the whole bag, not just with the driver. And then Anthony, my buddy from Palm Springs, was up in town, and we went and played Rio Friday morning. And I shot an 83, I think, out there, which I'm pretty sure that's one of the best rounds that I've scored out there. And that was with 33 putts. And, I didn't particularly putt the ball great.
So it's time to start messing with the putter.
No. I'm not messing with the putter. I'm happy with the putter. Happy with the putter. And then out at Coyote, we played the blue tees, which is one up from the tips out there. It's 6,800 yards, and shot an 85. And I think that's the best score from those tees. I think I've bested that from the white tees, but from the blue tees, that's the best. So three really good scores. And the key was the driver. I mean, it's amazing what, being in the fairway and down the fairway, not just, 240 yards, 250 yards, but 270, 280, I got a couple out to 300, which was nice to see. I mean, dry conditions and altitude and heat have a lot to do with that. So I'm not like bragging and boasting that I'm a bomber. By no means, that's not the case. But it was nice to see. And then the other thing that Eric and I talked about was golf ball. And this was hilarious because it was a couple day text message back and forth with me and him. And when I did the testing and I was going over the data with him, he said, what ball was it? I said it was the Pro V1, the TrackMan ball. And he's like, okay, and what have you been playing? And I said, I've been back and forth between the Srixon XV and the Diamond. And he's like, don't ever play those golf balls again. He says they're too firm. They require too much ball speed or club head speed. He goes, you swing it at 100 miles an hour, 100, 101. That's designed. Those balls are designed for 115 and 120. That's Brooks's ball, and he swings it at 120. He says you're not getting that ball to do whatever you should do.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I have some triads, I have the XVs, and I have the diamonds. I said, which of those do you recommend? And he's like, none of them. He goes, what don't you get? The Pro V was giving you really good. I said, yes, I know, but I don't. I have supply of these.
Right.
So of my supply, because I'm just not going to go dump, a couple $100 on a new supply of golf balls. I said, of these, which one should I play? He's like, none of them.
Have you tried the TaylorMade Tour response?
No, Trey's talked about it, and somebody else was playing that. I don't know if it was Mateo or I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I mean, Tour Response and the Srixon Q-Star. I know you've tried the Q-Star before.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with the Q-Star.
Well, I mean, it might be time to just give it a shot again. I mean, those two balls are really good balls, and they're, in the $30 range, and they're good balls.
So I played the Triad over those 3 rounds, and it did great for me.
Yeah.
Did absolutely great. I mean, the ball holds the greens really well. It's long off the tee. It's great off the putter, feel wise. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. So I'm just going to go through that supply and, I'll grab a sleeve of some Pro V1s and see, because I always played the X.
Have you ever tried the Tour Response?
No, I've never even hit one.
I think you should grab a sleeve of those and just give them a shot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do I get the one with the yellow stripe?
No, don't do that. No.
Please? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Don't do that.
No, I won't be that guy.
If you're a beginner golfer, yeah, grab the one with the yellow stripe. But if you've been playing for a while, don't grab the one with the yellow stripe.
So, funny story that happened at Rio. And I don't know if, I told you a little bit about this. So we were teeing off at 7:30. At 7:20, 10-minute warning, the starter comes up and says, hey, you guys are up. He goes, but they're gone, so just keep an eye for them and, go whenever. We're like, all right, cool. So we got up there and we're just bullshitting, talking, and we look, and the group in front of us is walking off the green, right? So we hit our tee shots, go down, hit our approach shots. The first green was crazy firm. I think everybody in the group landed on the middle of the green, and we were either on the hill in the back or over the hill. It just nut the green, and those were with 9 irons and wedges coming into that, and it just did not hold at all. So we all had to chip up, and then we putted and headed to the next tee box, and they were still in the fairway. And so I knew
it's gonna be a long one.
Well, yeah. If anybody knows Rio, that second hole, it's the dramatic view of the strip. It's a real. You don't see much of the fairway. It's kind of a. I don't want to call it gimmicky. It's just a different shot. And if you haven't played the hole and you hit it right, you could be looking for your ball for a while. So we waited for them on the fairway. Then we hit. Then we're waiting for them on the green. And there's nobody in front of them. Those people are long gone. So then we get to the third tee, waiting for them. We had a 10-minute conversation on the green, on the tee box, waiting for them. So then we hit. So we get to the next hole, the downhill par 4. Waiting. They're in the desert. Blah, blah, blah. So then we get to the fifth hole, and that's the hard dog leg left. And they were all in the desert on the right and on the hill. And so then they finally get to the fairway, and I see the guy, and I am not one that can carry those bunkers in the past. So I set up my tee shot, and I'm aiming, and the guys are still in their carts. And so I'm waiting. I see the guy swing. It's okay. I see him hop in his cart, and then I hit it. And I piped it, carried the bunkers, landed in the fairway. I mean, I had my 50-degree in on that hole, which for me, I was thrilled. I'd never been there before. But I'm thinking that one of the other carts may have still been there. And then on the par 3, we were waiting again for them. It was just nauseating how much we were waiting.
Yeah.
And so they get in their carts, they start leaving. One of the guys didn't leave. Anthony hits his tee shot. He pulls a little bit. It hits the cart path and lands. Well, we don't think it hit the cart path. We think it hit the grass and just came back to the cart path, because if it would have hit the cart path, it would have been gone. And then so now we play that hole, and we're on the 7th hole. And the 7th hole it can be a driver hole. It's more of a layup hole. Anthony's dad hit a bad tee shot, and he had a long fairway wood into the green. And the cart path for that hole is on the very extreme right. The green is on the very extreme left. There's a good 20 yards of approach area between the green and the cart path. And from where he was hitting, he could not see that they were still there. He's looking at the green. And he hits this 3-wood, and it goes right. Hits the cart path, bounces up in the air, and lands next to their cart. And they lost their shit. I mean, lost it. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Quit fucking hitting into us. We're on time. And Anthony's like, what time? What time are you on? We're playing on time. You need to quit fucking hitting into us. This is the 3rd time. And we were like, 3rd time? What are you talking about? And he goes, relax. It's the guy. It hit the cart path and didn't even hit you. Aim for the fucking green. And he goes, you've been in the mountains all fucking day looking for your balls. Shut the fuck up. And I was like, all right, we're going. It's happening. But cooler heads prevailed. We just let them wander off. We kind of held back for a little bit, let them go play. But, dude, I mean, you had to know that, I mean, we're waiting on every shot, and there's nobody in front of you. There's a problem. And
yeah.
So, but that was
there
fun.
comes a time where it's like someone's got to take a shot, like get these guys moving.
Dude, it was like unreal. And if I came close to them on that other tee shot, I total accident. I thought they were gone,
Yeah.
But man, other than that, I played really good up until that point. Then I was a little rattled for a couple holes. The blood was pumping, and he's like, "You need to get a beer and calm down."
Totally.
But yeah, it was funny. We almost one of my favorite courses in town. Almost
threw down.
Almost threw down. So, have you had an incident like that?
I mean, where I literally thought I was gonna fight on the golf course.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple times. And nothing that really comes to mind, but I mean, I've had plenty of instances where it's, these guys are moving slow and you got to poke one out there just to like say, hey, you got to tap them on the shoulder, be like, yo, it's time to move.
It's time to move, buddy. It's time to move. It was, I mean, we could have easily played in 4 hours, easily. And it turned into almost 5 because we had a 2.5 hour front.
Yeah, I mean, it happens out there, a resort course. I mean, I get it, but
Yeah, and when they flipped it back to the original 9 that it's on now, I had a feeling that might happen because those aren't easy holes. The first hole is super easy, and you think that's what you're going to have the whole time, and then you're like, holy shit, there's this canyon, and then you got to carry a canyon on a par 3, and then you got a cart path only hole, that's a little crazy, and then a long dog leg, and then another canyon par 3, and then a canyon no cart. It's gonna get bottlenecked.
Yeah,
I was expecting it, but man, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little love tap on the group. I mean, it's
right.
You sometimes you just gotta love tap them a little bit. You just gotta throw one out there, be like, hey. Have a little confrontation, be like, so they, if they're golfers, they're going to know like, hey, they're waiting on every box and they gave us the little love tap. It's time to pick it up.
Yeah. We need to go. It's like Saturday at Coyote, we had Julian, Trey, Glenn, and Bob behind us. And I'm like, we need to go or we're going to get hit. We need to stay up.
Yeah.
We need to go today. We need to play.
Yeah. So keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. You don't want to get hit by one of those guys. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saturday out at Coyote was good. The first 15 holes were amazing. A little too hot because there was no wind. And then the monsoons kicked up and it was windy as hell. And that made the last couple holes really tough. But it was a good time out there. Love that place, man.
We're Nish and Chris, 2 very amateur golfers on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I didn't get to play any golf this weekend.
So a little thing that rubbed me a little wrong, and I get it because it's a resort course with Rio. Anthony had booked the time online in California, and because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to be able to make it. And so I get there and I check in and I'm like, hey, I'm a local. He goes, oh, let me see when it was booked. He goes, oh, this was outside the 5-day window. I said, yeah, I know, but I'm a local.
Yeah.
And he's like, sorry. I was
Jeez, that's whack.
No. I live here.
Yeah.
I'm a local. Yeah, it was booked outside the window. Sorry. And I get why they're doing it because they don't want the locals booking outside that window. But I was like one with a group of out-of-state guys. It's not like I was, with 4 of my buddies trying to do it. And they were like, nope. So
what'd you pay?
I will not talk about that.
Oh, man. But the most you've ever paid for Rio for sure then.
Yeah.
Double the most you've ever paid.
Yeah. The company was well worth it, though. Those guys are awesome. And I mean, I don't know if
the state of golf, the state of golf,
dude. And I was like, and I didn't want to pull, dude, I play, I love this course. Your guys are constantly my top one ranked course. Help me out a little bit. We got a little media. I didn't want to do all that shit. I just was like hoping they would go, oh yeah, you're playing a 3 out of state, guys. Yeah, let me pass it on to you.
Yeah.
But I get it, because guys would totally take advantage of that. I mean, I would take advantage of that. I would book and then go in and say, that's to try and get a better rate. Yeah, I could totally understand that.
Yeah, but I mean, you have the ID, and it's it's not booked under your name, probably.
No, it wasn't.
Your name's not even on it. I mean,
no.
Yeah,
I think they could have done something a little better about that, but. So.
Yeah, and that's a big gripe with Rio lately, is they are charging currently. Yeah. They are really charging. And,
yes, they are. And I missed out on playing with Eric last time because they booked outside the window because they're not locals. So they were allowed to book, 14, 20 days in advance. And when the 5-day window opened up, a single had booked with them. So it's either you pay the resort rate, the rack rate, or you don't get to play with your buddies, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing is, I feel like it's the courses that are doing this, it's going to bite them in the ass one of these days, because golf is not going to be what it is currently at some point.
And they're not going to have anybody coming.
They're gonna depend on the locals at some point. Again, I don't know when it'll be, but it'll happen at some point. And it's not a good look.
Mm-mm. And if prices of airline tickets and room rates and room taxes and gas prices continue, there's not going to be any people coming to Vegas.
I mean, that's a reason why a lot of the local casinos rebounded quickly after the pandemic, is because, they have that local customer base. And,
except for Santa Fe, Texas Station.
Well, who wants to go to any of those anyway?
Right. Dumps. West Side trash.
Yeah, but they'll be begging us to come back again at some point.
Oh yeah. All right, so you didn't get any golf in. What's up with that?
Very depressing weekend. So Saturday we took family photos, which was supposed to be a couple weeks ago, and I told my wife, let's book it on a Sunday, that way, because we've been typically playing on Saturdays lately. Photographer couldn't make it a couple weeks ago, so rebooked to Saturday, this past Saturday, and so didn't get to play Saturday. Wife's out of town. She took off to Florida. I had to take her to the airport at 10 a.m. on Sunday. I was trying to get around in. Julian was playing at 5:45 out at Chimera, but just couldn't sneak it in. There was no other. He didn't have a spot, but I was checking every 30 minutes at tee times and seeing if someone canceled. But yeah, there was some 9 holes open at Las Vegas Muni, and nobody seemed to want to play, so I just didn't get in it. Yeah, I just was unable to get it in. And the good thing is this weekend is going to be even more spectacular because of that. I am officially fiending, nice. Hardcore withdrawals. Can't wait to get out there.
That's too fun.
And I will make it to 5-iron tomorrow. I didn't think I wasn't going to, but yeah, my mom's going to come over, watch the kid, and I'll be at 5-iron, so we're going to hit some bowls.
Nice. Yeah, I told Erica, she's asked who we rode out with, and I said, it was just me and Jeremy. She goes, where was Joe? I said, oh, he couldn't make it. She goes, why? He always plays on Saturday. And I said, yeah, they had family pictures, and she's been wanting to get family pictures done for a while. And so that was after I said, I was like, shit, I shouldn't have said that. She's like, I would much rather do that than you go play golf.
Katie's goal is to get my cousin Josh, shout out Josh, I know he listens. His buddy Luther was the photographer for our engagement photos and our wedding photos. Did a great job. Really good photographers. At Luther.red on Instagram, something like that. But last year when Theo turned 1, we took photos, and then again this year he took the photos. So her goal is to have him take the photos every year.
Nice.
To get the same consistency.
Nice. That's cool. That'll have something,
Yeah, great photographer. He does a lot of great work.
Good. There's a look at this Instagram for you.
Yeah, I'll have to find his official Instagram, but
I was going to talk a little bit about Instagram. It's a good segue. A
you
couple
go.
people have reached out and wondered what happened to look at this Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and which kind of surprised me because I thought nobody gave a shit about it. It kind of
Jeremy happened.
Jeremy happened. Yes, it's all Jeremy's fault. He got off Instagram, and we all kind of got off Instagram a little bit. Well, not really, but I don't know. I like how when social media works from both ends. Like if we share somebody's Instagram and say that we like them, I love it when the people that we share give us feedback, say thank you so much, and then they share it. And we just went through like 4 or 5 weeks of just nothing. And it's like, okay, yeah, it is a little bit of a clickbait. We want you guys to listen. We want you to check out these other things. We want them to share the show and kind of organically grow everything. But it was kind of a lot of all us and not a lot of anybody else. And, we do it, not getting paid to do those spots. We do it out of our enjoyment for the love of sharing golf content, and just wasn't getting any love back from anybody.
So officially, shout out at Luther, LUTHER.red, REDD. He's got some women's basketball photos on here.
Is he related to Cy Red?
No.
No?
Don't believe so.
Okay. May have to find that out. May have all access pass to the Cy Red room,
No, that's not him.
Okay. So we kind of took a break from the Instagram shout outs. I'm still active on there, but one thing that I did, and actually I got a lot of praise from a lot of people on it, is I went through and just unfollowed probably 300 accounts. And, I put a little post out there and said, hey, this isn't anything personal, but if you're not active and you're not engaging with our content, and I'm guilty of this too, and if somebody unfollowed me because I'm not engaging with their content, I totally respect that. It works both ways. But I just kind of wanted to reduce how many people I was following, because I compared it to TikTok where, I'm following around 100 people, and the content from the people I follow is so much more enjoyable because I get to see all of it, because there's not, 1,000 accounts that you got to go through. So I've been going through over the past week and just each day going through and checking people. And I mean, if the last time you posted something was in 2020, I'm not following you anymore. It's nothing personal. It's just you're not active.
I swear the algorithm is so weird. Like, I follow people and there's people that I, like their photos consistently, and then they'll just disappear for months. And then they'll come back and I'll like a photo, and then they're just reappear. And it's like, I see the past month of their photos over the next month. And
it's so wild. Instagram's, their guidelines are like, you have to be active. And if you don't have any postings, we'll remove your account. And they never do that. I've never seen an account get removed because they weren't posting. I mean, there's on TikTok too, there's verified accounts that have like 1 follower, and it's ridiculous. But
speaking of viralness on Instagram, the Sheep Ranch video of me on the championship tees at Sheep Ranch, 66K currently.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, for Instagram, that's not bad. I mean, how some of these people get millions of views is beyond me. It's insane. I got the one video on TikTok for me that sign. Actually, it's your video. I snagged it and posted it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That one's got 230,000 views for the sign, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I posted that same Sheep Ranch video, and it's got almost 100,000 views on TikTok. So, the good stuff, I like it.
Social media.
Yeah, so that's kind of why we have taken a little bit of hiatus from that. Maybe we'll find a new way to revamp it and share some more social accounts out there. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean the great thing about the Look at This Instagram is finding those new brands. I mean, we try and discover those companies to highlight, and finding the cool stuff out there.
And
share with people.
And I'm not shitting on everybody, because a lot of those accounts that we shared reached out and were like, "Thank you so much. Glad you liked our stuff." And they were really willing to share the podcast, and so that, I mean, a lot of people get it. Some people don't, and hey, maybe not everybody's privy to the respect. I'm not expecting a Look at This Instagram to gain us 1 million listens, but
yeah, a quick share never hurt nobody.
Never hurt nobody, especially if it's free. It doesn't cost you nothing.
Yeah,
as many people out there that are paying to get their content out there. Hey, we'll share it for free. It may not be to 1 billion people, but it's getting out there.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to share Malbon Golf and get some free bin and shit. So,
yeah, right. A nice little duffel bag, maybe. A couple t-shirts.
I bit the bullet today and had to do it. I mean, what do you think of that? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. It's,
for those that don't know, so Malbon gave volunteers, because there is the U.S. Junior Amateur out at Bandon, and looks like they gave the volunteers a T-shirt and a bag, and they dropped it today, Monday, at 11 a.m. on their website, and I had to cop because the Oliver print.
You're a Bandon fanboy now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what do you think about that? It seems like it touched a soft spot.
No, I mean, I don't not like Malbon. It's, some of the stuff is just not for me, but I don't dislike them. Yeah. I think it's cool. I think it's neat that a brand like that is making big waves in the golf space, a new era of brand in the golf space that can partner up with some place like Bandon. I think it's just going to open the eyes of Bandon to a lot more people. And
if I was a skinny woodworker like Jared, because he rocks that Malbon hat all the time, which is awesome. I can't pull it off like he does.
No,
I would probably rock more of it. But this was definitely a drop I had to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool stuff. Anything Bandon related, it's gonna be cool. it doesn't resonate with me, the Malbon stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't dislike it. I'm not going to comment and leave hate mail for them about it.
So, I mean, what do you think about that duffel bag?
I think if you ever use that, it's going to get dirty as fuck. That's the first thing. You don't like white polos, but you bought a white duffel bag. You're like, great travel bag. And I'm like,
but it's ripped,
get so dirty.
It's ripstop, though. It should be fine.
Okay. We'll find out come Georgia.
That's
I know
true.
You're going to be bringing it to Georgia.
I'm definitely. Because they didn't give dimensions, so I'm hoping it's not like some little tiny little bag that you can fit a pair of shoes in, and that's it. So.
It's for Secco.
Yeah.
It's got a little screen in it. That's
a dog carrier.
A Chua carrier. And then one last thing before we get into the tournaments that took place. Cyrus is in town. He has moved. He is a Vegas local. Went to the DMV. Got rid of his his Canada license. He's got a new driver's license. He's got a 702 phone number. He is living the 702 dream right now.
Wow, he got a 702 number?
He got a 702 number.
Congrats. That's hard to get nowadays.
Yeah, he is fully engulfed in the Vegas thing. He's a member out at TBC Summerlin. So he's been going there. Their practice facility is not getting any work done, so that's open. So he can go out there and practice and putt. He met Daniel Kang yesterday, which is kind of cool. And then he's been...
I know Cyrus listens to this, so Cyrus, I'm down to come up there and practice at Summerlin. Maybe give me some tips at some point. I'm down. Let me know.
Yeah, you are a PGA professional. You could totally be giving us instructions. On course instruction for. 36 holes. But one of the amazing things that he did, I've been helping him connect with some people in town. Pretty big move for him and his family, moving from Vancouver to here. Lot of work. They're a family of 5. They've got twin boys and an older daughter. Getting them enrolled in new schools and trying to find a house and joining the club and finding a gym, and it's just been a ton of work. So I've been helping him connect with a bunch of people, and he has invited me to play in the TBC Summerlin member guest this fall. So,
whoa, I might be in that too.
Yeah. This is my first ever member guest, so I am pumped about that, and I'm hoping that my positive game trending can at least hang on until then. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So welcome, Cyrus. He is a member of the VGN, and we're looking forward to teaming up with him. He's going to be coming to some of the Saturday games too.
Awesome. Yeah, and you should go check out his YouTube, his Instagram. He has highlighted recently this week the Golf Zone simulator, which is top notch. It gives you the lie angles for the lie that you get on the simulator, which looks incredible. I don't think we have one of those in Vegas anywhere.
I don't think so. Yeah, and he's going to come to 5 Iron tomorrow night, hang out with everybody, and I told him he has a standing invitation to come on the podcast whenever he wants. Now that he's not in another country, it's a little bit easier for him to hop on with us. So he's looking forward to that. He has some live golf insights that I know Bob will probably thoroughly disagree with, but Cyrus is very knowledgeable, very much a steward of the game, and I value his opinion thoroughly.
Totally.
Not going to change my opinion on Liv, but
he knows what he's talking about.
He knows what he's talking about. It's not coming off. So
yeah.
The only Liv news I had was Feherty officially joined the broadcast team.
Yeah, did you see that little the clip they posted?
Yes.
It was kind of stupid, honestly.
Oh my God. And Bryson is just so bad at that stuff.
He is totally. He's not personable at all.
No, his acting sucks. Put it that way. It's terrible. They need to just come up and with a hidden camera and get his reaction to stuff, because it would probably be so much more authentic than camera Bryson. It's really bad.
Yeah.
All right, tell you what. You know what? Since we went this long, I wasn't expecting to go this long off the bat. Let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll come back and knock out the rest of the show.
Hey, I'm Bob West, your Vegas golfing real estate agent. Over the course of a 4-hour round, I can help you with some tips to lower your scores. I can also help you with your goals when it comes to buying or selling a home anywhere in Las Vegas or Henderson. Reach out to me on Instagram at @TheBobWest, or just send me a text at 605-881-5481. Give me a call. Let's play around.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Las Vegas Golf Superstore with all the hottest brands in golf at the best prices, featuring tailor-made stealth carbon woods and irons. Callaway's Rogue ST collection of woods and irons, Titleist's T-Series irons and Vokey wedges, and Ping's G425 woods and irons. All this and more at Las Vegas Golf Superstore. Swing by and receive a free custom fitting today. Las Vegas Golf Superstore, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, or shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around through the commercial break. What are you laughing at? Okay, fine. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Forgot to mention before we headed to break, I wanted to congratulate Yana Wilson for her victory at the 2022 USGA Girls Junior event. She made it to the semifinals last year, and this year did really well. Won in the finals. It was on TV. It was great to see. That course in Kentucky looked amazing. So hats off to her. Congratulations. Very much deserved. Did you hear what she said her practice routine is?
No, I did not.
So she says she putts, this is 7 days a week, according to whoever the guy was that was.
According to Data Golf?
Yeah. She putts for 3 hours. She goes and plays 9 holes. After 9 holes, she goes to the range and works on what wasn't working, and then she putts to end the day. This is a 15-year-old that is one, if not now after this, the top-rated junior golfer in the world. That's what it takes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it takes.
10 hours a day minimum.
It's unbelievable, her dedication. And I mean, I'm sure it helps that she's winning. She's been quite a talented golfer for many years, 2 times.
It also helps to have a TrackMan in the house, as she mentioned on our interview.
Yeah, I'm sure that's, doesn't hinder anything. That's for sure.
No, definitely not.
But congrats to her and her dad, Jim. He's an amazing golf dad and has been with her through all this. It's nice to see them embrace afterwards. So congrats to them. Very well deserved. So the tournament breakdown, last week's winner, we had Tony Finau, who at 17 under won the 3M Open, thanks to an utter meltdown by Scott Piercy. Richie Ramsey at 14 under won the Kazoo Classic. Darren Clark, 10 under, won the Senior Open presented by Rolex. Brooke Henderson, I love watching her play golf. She's got a fun swing. At 17 under, won the Monday Avion Championship, and David Kocher at 28 under won the Price Cutter Charity Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. And Tyler Montgomery pretty much secured his PGA Tour card with his performance. Finished 3rd, I think, in this week's tournament. And Harry is right up there. He's got the 15th spot right now. He moved up 1 spot or 2 spots. So both those guys are looking like they're going to get their cards for next year. Speaking of cards, did you hear the latest news? I should have talked about this earlier with Liv. What they're thinking about doing at the end of next year?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so I have the article here. I'll just do a brief synopsis of it real quick. At the end of 2023, the bottom 4 players in a point system will be relegated from Liv Golf, and new players will be added via a qualifying tournament. This week at Trump National in New Jersey, Liv Golf will hold its 3rd event out of 8 inaugural events on the schedule. Next year, Liv Golf plans to play 14 events with a set 48-man field, meaning its 12 4-man teams will be the same throughout the season. Sources with Liv Golf have outlined more specific plans to Sports Illustrated for its 3rd season. In October 23, after the season is finished and in preparation for the 3rd, Liv Golf will regulate 4 players and institute its own version of Q School called the Promotions Event.
The Promotions Event? You can't come up with anything better than that?
Right?
Jeez.
So the Promotions Event will be played over 3 or 4 days with a potential 36-hole finale. Will provide players in the amateur and professional ranks the opportunity to try and qualify for the 14-event Liv Golf League that is scheduled in 2024. But I think what's funny is they talk about regulation, because the same thing happens on the PGA Tour. You don't finish in the top 125, you get booted, you got to go to Korn Ferry. So it's not anything new. But so I was thinking, okay, so you pay Phil Mickelson $250 million. He finishes 4th, gets regulated. What?
Yeah.
But that's not the case. Teams will make the selection of a player they wish to sign to replace those players who have been dropped. All players still under contract from their teams will be guaranteed playing rights via invitation, then by gaining exemption, be the category for the top 24 player.
Huh.
If a captain is, in fact, regulated, he would still be involved with the management of the team going forward. It's kind of funny. Some players, even if relegated, may be selected to receive invitations to compete in the following season. So basically, this doesn't matter to Phil, Dustin, Bryson.
It's a popularity contest.
Yes. And so these are the players that are exempt in the field. Numbers 2 through 32 on the money list from the International Series, which is part of the Asian Tour. major winners from the last 5 years, reigning amateur champions, U.S. Amateur, British Amateur, Latin American Amateur, Asian Pacific Amateur, and NC2A champion, top 75 in the official World Golf rankings, PGA Tour and DP World Tour winners from the previous year, any relegated player from Live Golf in the last 2 years, and members of the last Ryder Cup or President's Cup. So basically, everyone. I mean, crazy. I get that they're trying to do something, but it says they expected to have 80 to 100 players participating.
I think I tagged you in that thing that the reported offer for Hideki is $400 million, right?
$400 million. I was talking to Cyrus about that, and he was, because we chatted today. He goes, and I said, the only thing that he's got is he brings that whole country with him. And he goes,
yeah, totally,
he goes,
totally.
Yeah, totally. He goes, but they probably could have got him for 100.
I mean, 400 is bananas. I mean, 200 would have, I feel like could potentially do the job. I mean, that's a lot.
Here's 50 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he goes, even though he is the most glorified Japanese golfer as far as wins and, money on tour, he's not that popular because he's kind of pudgy, kind of overweight, not real good looking. He's not selling fresh new clothes like Ryu Ishikawa. When he came out, he was just everywhere. I mean, he was playing in amateur events and there was 700 member film crew watching him. So that's where I was like, yeah, they probably could have got him for a lot less, but it'll be interesting to see if that happens. Okay, back to tournaments. The CDP locks results for this last week. I had... Oh, wait, this is not right. God damn it. Hang on a second.
Damn it.
I have it. I just forgot to update the names on this.
Speaking of we mentioned this. The TPC Summerlin guest, member guest, I texted my buddy that's a member up there. Mm-hmm. He said it's on a lottery system now, and the price is $1,000 a player currently.
Whoa!
Now, I don't know how accurate that is, but he said he hasn't played in it for years because Summerlin's so busy. You got to win a lottery to get in, and it's $1,000 a player.
That is crazy.
Right?
That's a lot of money for a...
That is a lot of money, but there is a lot of money on the table up there. As he's told me before, he said, you can win thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Okay, I had Cameron Tringali, and he missed the cut. Jeremy had Saith Thigala, and he missed the cut at 18-1.
Thanks for taking my pick, Jeremy.
Yeah. And Joe, for some weird reason, just rolled a 20-sided dice and landed on Emiliano Grillo.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Who almost won the fucking tournament.
Man, I had a bet on him, too. It would have been nice.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow. That would have been two good ones 2 weeks in a row.
50-1, yeah.
So you catapulted yourself even further into the lead. You now sit at 3,800 points. I'm at 2,900. Jeremy's at 2,600. So, yeah, last week you didn't fully agree that Jeremy has been eliminated, but I know you were thinking it, so... yeah, Jeremy's got... you know what I think I'm going to do this year, though? Because we didn't do the FedEx Cup playoffs last year. So I think we do the FedEx Cup players this year, or the playoffs, and keep the points for that. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay, cool. That's the only chance I have to be a two-time CDP lock champion. There was no changes in the OWGR or the FedEx Cup because nobody played last week that is in the top 5 in either. So nothing changed there. It's still Scheffler, Smith, McIlroy, Cantley, and Rahm for the OWGR, and Scheffler, Cam Smith, Sam Burns, Xander Schauffele, and Rory for the FedEx Cup. So this week on tour, PGA Tour is at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. This is the penultimate event. There's only one more event after this for the season. This is at the Detroit Golf Club in Detroit, Michigan. 7,300-yard par 72 course. Cam Smith is your defending champion. DP World Tour is at the Hero Open at Fairmont St. Andrews in St. Andrews, Scotland. Scotland getting a lot of TV time lately, with all the...
Who'd you say was the defending champion?
It's not Cam Smith. It's...
Cam Davis.
Cam Davis. Thank you.
Yeah. Went into a playoff with Troy Merritt.
Yeah. It's 2 typos. Good Lord, man. Go out and play some good golf and just get lackadaisical. The LPGA Tour is at the Truss Golf Women's Scottish Open in Dundonald Links, Ayrshire, Scotland. Ryan O'Toole is the defending champion. Ryan O'Toole from Big Break fame has now made a pretty good name for herself on the LPGA Tour. Korn Ferry Tour and PGA Tour Champions are both off. Korn Ferry comes back next week with the Utah Championship at Oak Ridge Country Club in Farmington. And PGA Tour Champions is back for the Shaw Charity Classic, which is at Canyon Meadows Golf and Country Club, north of the border in Calgary. And then there's this live golf thing that's taking place this weekend out at Trump National Bedminster. And it's just like Trump to come out and, after the PGA pulled Doral from him, that he was not going to be on their side with this.
Yeah, salty.
And can you blame him? I think them yanking Doral was bad. That was a great golf course, great golf tournament, and it sucks that it's not on the tour anymore.
Yeah, didn't he say something about like any tour players that don't sign with Live are going to regret it in the end and all this shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressive words from the former president.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to have his big toe in this shit all over this weekend. He might be the one blowing the starting horn.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's going to be like, gentlemen, start your engines. It's going to be, it's celebrity.
He loves golf, so if I was in his position, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
I'd
try and be all over it.
Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. Can't say I blame him. But PGA kind of screwed that up themselves, so anything Trump does, kind of their fault. So, at least this weekend. Maybe not for everything, but at least this weekend. All right, so that's what's coming up on tour this week. Joe, you want to get into the locks or the odds? The odds first, then we'll do the locks for the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Yeah, Detroit Golf Club up in Detroit, Rocket Mortgage. Your favorite is Patrick Cantlay at 11-1, Will Zalatoris 14-1, Tony Finau coming off a win 15-1, Max Homa 22-1, Kevin Kisner, Adam Scott, Cam Davis. Returning champion 30-1. Davis Riley, Keegan Bradley, Mav McNeely 35-1. Denny McCarthy, Adam Hadwin, Sahith Theegala 40-1, along with Webb Simpson. Tringali Woodland 45-1. Joo Hyun Kim, Kevin Streelman, Cam Champ, Russell Henley, Siwoo Kim, Chris Kirk, Scott Stallings, Mark Hubbard 50-1. Jason Day 65-1, Kurt Kitayama 85-1, Joel Damon 90-1, Scott Piercy tanked it this past weekend 125-1.
Do you think the blister had a lot to do with that?
I didn't hear anything about a blister.
You didn't see him walking around with no shoe?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the Saturday when they had the 6-hour delay and they were basically finishing in the dark. Yeah, he would hit a shot, then take his shoe off and walk without his shoe because he had a blister.
Well, maybe he should have played shoeless on Sunday then, I guess. Harry Higgs 200-1, Ryan Moore 200-1. At the bottom, Chase Seifert 250-1.
We need to start the Duff Tracker account.
Jason Duff?
Yeah, the Duff Tracker.
The dude wipe?
The dude wipe Duff Tracker. The dude Duff Tracker. Okay. You won the week. We'll get Jeremy's pick, and I'll post it after I chat with him. In the meantime, do you know who you're taking?
I do. I'm going long form math on this one with Joel Damon at 90-1.
Damon, 90-1. All right. I'm going Adam Scott.
30-1.
30-1. He has been a cut making machine, and I need points. So yeah.
And he's a rebel.
One thing before we wrap it up, actually two things before we wrap it up. I had a couple people reach out recently about the Vegas rankings episodes, wanted to know where it's at, waiting to plan my Vegas trip, normally listen and go based on what you guys say. So that is coming. Jeremy has worked on his. We were going to do it this week in his absence, but I kind of want him to be here for this because he's played so high now, and he's played some other courses that definitely deserve talking about. So we're going to wait till he gets back, and then we'll get that knocked out. And then Doc, he is back at New Level.
Oh, really? Wow.
Which is awesome to see. He's still working with Liam at Embrace, but he's back as the I believe it's the main builder for Eric down at New Level. We're going to get Liam back on the show. We did record an episode with him, but the audio was just trash, so I couldn't put it out there. We're going to get that scheduled, and then I'm dying to get Eric on the podcast because what they're doing at New Level is pretty cool. And so congrats to Doc for getting back doing that. It's fun to see him in that shop again. That's all I got. You got anything else?
I don't think so. I didn't play any golf this weekend, so I am fiending.
Well, one of the things that we talked about a little bit earlier, my Shaftdebaclegate, I am going to. I'm in the process of getting some recoils, iron shafts. So I'm going to go back to the recoils. Last played them in my Hanmas, and I don't know why I went away from them. I do this all the time. I play something good, I think I could do better, and then I don't go back to what was working. So looking forward to getting those. They're going to be the 110s. I previously played the 95s, playing 105s now in the Modus. They are regular flex that are hard stepped, but these are the F4s, so they're stiff. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I might have to change the name to Matt Golf Shaft Backlebait.
All around, not just driver shaft. No, I'm very happy. I would like to try out the black UST just to see, because I'm still launching it a little bit too high, I believe. Even though the numbers, I mean, it wasn't crazy high. I could bring it down a little bit. And I'd be okay with it, but I just to test it out. But I'm pretty happy right now.
Currently taking bets on when Matt tries the new shaft in his driver, if he wants to take that action.
It's not going anywhere. It's not going any. I honestly
heard it before.
Way too well to tinker with that right now. Now, if it goes to shit, then hell yes, I will be tinkering.
Yes,
but. As of right now, this moment, right now, not writing a letter or anything, but I don't have any plans to change that driver shaft right now. It's working for me.
So that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
And to solidify my position, I am going to take the truckload of shafts that I have to Jason at Swing Point and say, please take these off my hands so I will stop tinkering. But if anybody is looking for a Ventus 6X, a Ventus 7X cut to 5 wood length, Ventus TR 6X, hazardous 6.5, 70 gram extra stiff, even flow, 75 gram extra stiff, and even flow. I've got so many shafts.
I mean, I might be interested in trying that TR in the 5-wood.
Ooh,
maybe.
Yeah, because you do hit that TR really well.
Yeah,
I sure as hell don't. So it's just too stiff. But oh well. Okay, everybody, that does it for this week's show. Thanks to everybody that's tuning in and listening. We really do appreciate it. I don't know if you've checked out some of those ads that we're placing throughout. That's a new Buzz Sprout thing. Hopefully they're not too annoying, and you find some other podcasts out there that you might be inclined to listen to. I'm trying to pick ones that I think our listeners would enjoy. So if you like it, check out those shows. But be sure to let everybody know about this one. This one, please.
Yeah.
As many people as you can. So, all right, Joe, you want to take us out? No golf playing ass?
Yeah, so no golf playing ass Joe this week, but better believe that I'm getting out there this weekend, and I hope you get out there and chasing daylight yourself. It's been another episode of the Chasing Daylight podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends.
Later.
Later.